to Black Girl Bare Minimum. If you've made your way here, you've made it to a place where Black women can just be. I'm Naja Renee.
And I'm Nellie Lynn. Black Girl Bare Minimum celebrates ambitious, successful, earnest Black women in one breath alongside their joy, playfulness, and rest.
Preach. We've got an exciting episode for you guys today.
So y'all better not be pressing skip.
So let's go ahead and get it started with Black Girl
Bare Minimum.
Woo! Hello, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Black Girl
Bare Minimum.
BG.
Bare Min.
Woo!
Woo! Ooh, I think we got it down now.
Yeah, finally.
That was smooth. That didn't take 50 takes.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
How you doing today, girl?
You know, I'm alive.
Let me shut up. No, because you always start with, you know.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a big question. Because, like, overall, I'm happy. I'm blessed. You know, I do feel like I'm thriving, but I have day-to-day stresses, you know. But then I'm like, I don't want to be negative, so I try not to focus on the, you know, but.
And I think for me, like, I've kind of felt a little bit of that dissonance, too, with, like, feeling like in my personal life, not in all areas, because there's always room for improvement and there's always things that people are dealing with. But I do feel like overall, looking at things through a more positive lens, which is a space that I think both of us are in now.
Yeah.
I can see all of the blessings and I can see how far I've come mentally, financially, emotionally, all of those types of things. But then there's like the dissonance in knowing like the state of the world. Girl. And you know, it's a lot of mess going on. It's a lot of mess, but I'm still blessed.
A motto. A word. Put that on a shirt.
No, for real. For real. But yeah, so that's how I kind of like am going through life with things. And sometimes like I think I have a little bit of I can't use the word survivor's guilt, but that type of like, I'm not in the trenches of what's going on outside of the world. And so I'm not always like fully aware. And sometimes that's to protect my own peace. Like that's intentional. But sometimes I will feel a little guilty that I'm like, I am very privileged to not have to deal with some of the stuff that's going on. Yeah.
I think it's a good thing that you're aware of it and that you're able to like call that out, but you can't live in a space of, you know, unfortunately, it is always going to be something unfortunate happening somewhere in the world. That's just the landscape that we all live in, but you can't live with guilt that you're not also in that position, you know.
Thank you. A little quick therapy word.
Yeah. See, and that's why I'd be like, you know, it's a big question.
Yeah. In other news, it is Pride Month.
Yeah, happy Pride.
Woo! They're doing things in Baltimore. Last year we got maced, so I am not partaking in the Pride event.
I'm so glad I didn't go.
I know. Well, you don't go to. Well, let me.
No, I went the year before and had lots of fun. It was so much, with the exception of that little debacle near the end. You and
me and Tyler.
Yeah.
Well, me and Tyler have one debacle a year, so
you're right, and that was
but
the
you
one.
Never know when it's gonna come up.
That was
either.
the thing.
Yeah.
And see, so I had invited one of my colleagues, and she had never experienced y'all's debacle. Like, you know, it was.
She thought it was the end of a friendship.
Yeah. And I was trying to explain to her, I'm like, girl, it's fine. They're going to be good by the end of the night. Like, we're good. It's not, you know. And she was just like, girl, I don't know.
Oh, because I think I was in my room crying at one point.
Yeah. It was a lot going on.
So, like, that was the lead. But see, I went with Tyler again last year. And I think they were all, you know how you just be so pressed. Well, I don't know if you know, because when you get one red flag of an event and you're ready to get the F.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
But sometimes you are so determined to like make a good day or a good event out of something. And I think that's what happened for us last year. Like, we got down there, and immediately when we got down there, like, people was running. You know, with Black people start running. It's like, oh, we need to run.
Right.
And we ran. A couple people got like little baby trampled. But I feel like at that point, we should have been like, let's leave.
Right.
But we just got down there. So I told this story on my social media before too, and I've told it to like different people, but like there was like thing after thing after thing after thing.
I didn't know y'all stayed after the tramplings.
The trample was the first 10 minutes.
I did not hear that part of the story.
Well, okay. Well, see, I have a good awareness, and that's why I think we kept going, because I trust myself, like, to my intuition when I need to really get the F, or if it's like something that's salvageable. So I felt like it was salvageable because I noticed the running before a lot of people noticed, and there was like a little divot where like there was a stand, like a vendor, somebody selling something. So I went into the little vendor thing and dragged Tyler in there with me. I'm throwing her name all over this thing. She don't watch this podcast. But I dragged her in there with me.
Oh my God.
Because she not always, love her down. She not always on top of it. So I had to like drag her with me, and like we saw people get trampled, but we missed the trampling. But it was only 10 minutes, and we wanted to experience the event.
And that's the point where I'd be like, all right, this is chalk. Like, y'all want to go grab dinner?
Well, that's what we ended up doing, but it was like a whole hour and some change after. Because after that, somebody lost their baby. I told you about that, right?
You might have.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, and we thought it was a joke at first. Like, don't you remember Genuine on 106 in Park came out in that stretcher, and they had to revive him back to life?
He did the body roll off the stretcher.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom. So I thought it was going to give that, because somebody came on the mic and was like, if anybody see a baby in blue leggings, and I was like,
and this was post-tramplings, and you thought it was a joke?
Yeah, but I thought it was like worked into the program, so I was like, oh my gosh, some baby in blue leggings about to come out here and start breakdancing. Like, so, but that is indeed not what happened. The mother came out crying, hysterical.
Oh my God.
But I was like, okay, maybe it's just this section. We walked down a little bit, but then it was like fights breaking. Everybody was hostile in Baltimore last year. This year, like, people want to actually experience the event, so it might be better today.
Isn't Cynthia Erivo down there?
No, she was at DC.
Oh, it was DC Pride. Okay.
A couple weeks ago,
right.
or last week or something. I think it's supposed to be like Lola Brooke. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but it was Saucy Santana last year, and that is what brought out.
And there's the hostility.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just different. It's different crowds. Different crowds.
But it was Bad Boys people the year that we went. It was Darrell.
Oh, you're right. No, Darrell wasn't there. Who was it? It was
No,
what's that one that be dancing?
Wait, what was it? He had that one song.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right.
Wait,
what was
I'm mad
name?
we can't get this.
It's edit. We'll put it right. Put it somewhere.
Because it was iconic when it was on Bad Boys.
It was.
That was the last time I watched Zeus.
I just remember him. Wasn't he on top of like a 7-Eleven or something?
Yes, and he did the video.
Yes.
And he was like, damn. Because he was the one who couldn't necessarily, quote unquote, dress.
Right.
But
why
he
is his
had
name
the
not
best.
coming to me?
Leave it in the comments, please, if y'all know what we're talking about. I'm so
But
mad.
that was a good year, but I feel like it was a jovial year.
It was.
But he's a joyful person. I feel like Saucy Santana is
kind of mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it brought out that type of energy, man.
Yeah, and it was during a song, because you know that song, Let Me See You Walk.
Oh, it was during his performance.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Because he was on the stage and he was like, what the fuck? You know, because the bass got sprayed. And see, this is where my intuition said, I felt a one little tingle. And I was like, oh my gosh. Put my face in my shirt. Close my eyes. Look for the clearest exit.
Okay.
Tyler.
Which eye closed?
Well, I had like one eye open.
Okay.
And I got glasses, so that helps. But Tyler like was looking around, was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, her mouth is wide open. I'm like, "Girl, close your mouth." I had already ran to a fence, hopped a fence. She over here trying to get over. Girl.
Oh my God. See.
I didn't even know I could still hop a fence. That fight or flight.
And this is why I be in the house.
But then we went and got dinner.
See, no, dinner sounds nice.
And that is why I was not pressed to go this year anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you deserve a break after all that.
Yeah, I wanted to go tomorrow, but tomorrow's Father's Day.
Yeah.
Because they were doing something with Duran Bernard. I like him, and I feel like the crowd would have been.
Yes.
That's going to be a good crowd.
That's going to be a good, positive crowd.
Yeah, but I gotta do something with my daddy.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah.
So that's that. Tangent of not what we're supposed to be talking about today.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride! But we had to throw it in, though.
Yeah.
Shout out. Other things that have happened, though, recently, we just got back from a trip to Houston, Texas.
Ooh, H-Town.
We were down there for
DreamCon.
Woo! This is our third year going.
Yeah.
We are DreamCon OGs now.
We're veterans. Oh my God.
But I will say, even with being veterans and like, because I met a couple people on the plane who were like, what's going to happen with this or what happens with that or are they going to have a program? And I was like, girl, that wasn't a girl.
Well,
boy, it ain't about to be no program. We were pleasantly surprised. There was a
Yeah.
program.
And I know some of y'all were like saying like, oh, I feel like Austin was better. I feel like last year was better.
Talk about it.
I had to disagree. Honestly, hot take, this was my favorite year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that might have been better about Austin was the surrounding area.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, that is not what makes or breaks the con for me.
It's not. Yeah.
Like, organization-wise, this was...
Right. And it feels like they're listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, crowd management was better. I think even as far as like premium in years prior, not really feeling like there were any actual perks or, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't, I feel like this year they did a better job of like making it.
Because I didn't buy no premium this year because I was like, I'm not doing this again.
Right? And I was like, I don't blame y'all.
Yeah.
I took a risk. I do feel like it was worth it this year, especially with what we were going through time-wise and just making it to event.
Yeah. But I also think that despite that, it still was a well-put-on event for people who couldn't upgrade their ticket.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was worth it either way.
Yeah, because even I thought I wasn't going to make it into the Meg Thee Stallion thing because I wasn't able to RSVP for it. Like, because people be on them RSVPs.
Yeah.
But even the queue line looked long as hell. And I was like, oh, there's no way.
Right.
But I think because it was the Houston Convention Center and there was so much space.
So massive, yeah.
And first of all, I think one of my favorite improvements about this is the queue rooms.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Like being able to line up, or if you want to, or if you're going to other events and you have to walk by where people are going to be lining up. Like the fucking... Sorry. The queue.
I mean, we cuss every once in a while.
I know, but like the passion, because in years prior, it was so frustrating.
Yeah.
This year was so much better.
Because you could just be walking around a corner and not know if a nigga was waiting in line for something or if he was actually trying to get to a different destination.
Right. Like not having to ask, is this the line for the da-da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
Like,
there were more signs for things.
The staff knew what they were doing.
Right.
Like, in years prior, literally, they'd be like, man, I don't know. They just told me to stand over here.
Yeah.
You said premium. What's that? Yeah, I don't even know.
Like the volunteers actually probably went through some type of like training.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it really was a great year.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all of the panels.
Yeah.
That I got to see. I really loved the Boondocks panel. I know you didn't go to that.
I didn't know. Yeah.
It might have been my favorite panel this whole time this year. And shout out to the people who were moderating panels.
And Carl Jones was a returning event.
Yeah. And he brought his homies.
Yeah.
So we had Gary Anthony Payne, I think is his name, who plays Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
And like, so it was so funny too, because when they were talking about, like, it was a 10 or 15 year, maybe 15 year celebration of when the Boondocks first started. And like, you know, they would just be talking and then Gary Anthony Payne would just be like, I don't trust these niggers. Like it was just so perfect. And they had the guy that was
Stinkmeaner, right?
Stinkmeaner.
Yeah.
The one who got his girl taken by Usher. Tom. Yeah. So it was really, and he even like sang a little bit, like he sang the little Usher thing for half a second, like. But Roxy Hayes, shout out to her, did the moderation for that, and she did an impeccable job. Also, shout out to Story Mode Bay.
Oh, she's great.
They gotta. She need to up the
She's
price
so great.
because I mean I don't even know how much she charges. The price
Right.
is probably there,
Look.
but she's doing a phenomenal job
Yeah.
with moderating multiple panels and consistently having like the best panel
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, because honestly, she actually moderated the. Actually, no, she didn't. But she did do Bay Brigade.
She did Baby. She moderated
Bay
Meg the
Brigade's great.
Stallion.
Yeah, Meg the Stallion was great. I was thinking of the Earth Gang panel, but that wasn't her, and I'm blanking on who the moderator, what her
I'll
name
have to
was.
look that up. I think she did the what's it called one though? Leon Thomas, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go to that one.
Me neither.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We saw him before. It was a lot to
There
choose.
was some overlap.
This year.
Yeah, we couldn't go to everything, but
even Tony Weaver Jr.
Yeah.
moderated some as well, and I saw the one with the Dominique Thorne, and me and our homegirl, we got the meet her in the back. But he asked great questions, and it really got me hyped to watch Ironheart. What is it? That's about to come out, I think, in a couple of days.
Soon,
yeah, so I'm excited. Which I didn't even realize that was Ryan Coogler directing.
Oh,
Ironheart.
You know what? Yeah, he did do Black Panther. Right?
It makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
But they're not always able to secure the same.
You're right. Yeah.
I know his stock done shot all the way up. But that's that Marvel money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
They got it.
Budget? What's that?
Yeah. So, but all in all, panel's great, logistics great, Meg's tequila, wonderful, smooth.
It was so good.
So good.
I don't know that I had like lower expectations. I don't know. It was better than
with people's
liquor. Right. But no, I was pleasantly surprised. It was very good. Very smooth. Yeah.
Yeah. Improvements. What do we think? I will say, I'm sorry, you were about to say something.
No, you go ahead. You go first.
I will say that I think, and this, I don't know if this is something that can be improved upon, but I do think that the culture, because it's for just Black people, period. Like, it's just about whatever you dream about, whatever you nerd out on, whatever you love. So, like, you got people who love sports, gaming, anime, streaming, all the type of stuff. But that also is like something that I also did on this trip since it was my birthday trip. It's like the merging of different friend groups. And you never know what like you might have that one friend that you met when you was wilding out, and you have that other friend that you met at Bible study coming together, and you don't know how they're gonna interact. And I feel like it was the same type of way with like people who are like fully into streamers, and because RDC are streamers and they're in that streaming world, there's a lot of connections to some people who may engage in a little more like controversial red pill type content that come as well and bring that mindset along with them. So there's a little bit of some weirdos, I think, that like have kind of pervaded the space.
Yeah, I do feel like with cons in general, though, there's always going to be some bad eggs. Yeah.
And so I'm not mad. And that's why I said it's like not necessarily something that can be improved upon.
Right.
I'm not mad about it. I don't like when people are like, this DreamCon was cool when it was for anime. It was never only for anime.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So I don't know. I don't like agree with that, but I think there's no way to really deal with that except I would say holding accountability when accountability needs to be held, because I don't really want to talk long about this, but even the whole like DDG thing that happened in the exhibit hall, like that should be immediate ban, and I know it's not going to be.
I'm interested to see how they end up dealing with that situation. I do say in the moment, I only know about it because someone sent me like a headline. You know what I mean? So I like that it didn't take away from my experience like at the convention.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I probably would not have even known that it had happened, like just as a con attendee, if it hadn't already been on social media. You know? Because
I didn't know until. Right. But I will say, even engaging in conversations with people, like I got my nails done today and I was telling them that I was at DreamCon. And they were like, "Oh, wasn't I saw that on the Shade Room? Wasn't?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Damn, like that just pisses me off that like and you can't control what certain outlets are going to like grab onto.
And that's why I unfollowed the Shade Room.
Oh, I've been unfollowed them a long time ago.
Toxic.
It's toxic because they want to talk about the one terrible thing that happened at DreamCon.
And it was so much overwhelming positivity, and for that to be the headline is disappointing.
It was. Yeah. And so now it's like you have people who don't know nothing about DreamCon, and they're like, oh, well.
Right. That's their first association with this entire event. You know, that is frustrating.
Yeah. So there's not much that you can do to stop that. I think as your platform grows, you're going to get eyes on more and different types of people regardless. So, I mean, kudos to them for that, regardless, for continuing to grow and growing so quick. I was reading, they sent an email today of like there was 33,000 attendees. They said something about this could be wrong. I was going to say 750, maybe not that many millions, but it was like a lot of millions put into the local economy.
Okay. So and see, I could see that. Yeah.
It was something with a 7 and a 5. So maybe it was 7.5 million.
Okay.
Which would make sense.
All big numbers.
Yeah. No, still huge numbers. But I think that was the only thing that like, and that was like you said, a hindsight thing. Like that didn't mess me up while I was at the con.
Right. I never felt like my experience was now tainted, or, oh my gosh, it's going to ruin everything else at the convention, or, oh, my safety's in jeopardy. Like nothing like that. Everything went on according to plan. Like I appreciate that.
Communication with the basketball game could have been better about that bag policy.
Improvement with that.
That's something that could be
although
done.
This was the first year that they did something like that, like a charity function outside of the convention center. So I'm gonna put that on it just being a newness thing. But also, room for improvement there.
As somebody with a philanthropy mindset who was working in fundraising at one point, I would have liked to have gotten some type of impact report about what the hell charity.
Right.
I don't want to use the air quotes because I feel like that's shady. I feel like that's shady. But like my mom even asked me, she was like, "Oh, what was the charity?" And I was like, "Oh, let me look it up."
I assumed, and it might have been in it at one point, like the school that we.
Oh, University of Houston.
I think so.
Maybe. That would be a good. I don't care what the charity is.
Yeah.
I just want to know a little bit about what my dollars went toward.
I think it was posted in the initial like email push that went out, but then I don't feel like it was highlighted. Yeah. I do think I read it at one point. I don't think it was in everything though. Yeah.
But I jumped in. Any other improvements you think for like DreamCon moving forward?
Maybe some of the communications around like some of the after functions.
There were so many this year.
There were so many. It was a bit overwhelming. I understand why there were so many, like just spreading out the crowd and giving people options and whatnot. I didn't hear great things about any of them. I'm used to people like dancing or like turning up, like, you know what I mean? And I don't, maybe turning up is different now. Maybe it means just like literally posting up in your section and
it can't be. Please, there has to be hope for society.
It just seemed like a lot of drinking, a lot of hookah, and a lot of like literally sitting around. And I don't know Houston nightlife very well. I'm not from Houston. And I was being told, oh, you know, like that's how Houston is. It's section or nothing. Like that's the culture. I don't know if that's really the case. I didn't really enjoy that part of it, of the nightlife. That's not really on them with the convention piece, but just with my overall experience being a con attendee in Houston.
Yeah.
Some of the after functions, that was my only like.
Because they weren't official like DreamCon.
They
things
weren't
either.
the official after parties, but they were promoted by DreamCon, like on the official channels.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All I know is that if we do go back, because
I'll go back.
Oh well, I guess it's set in stone. Well, I know. We started before we went. We were like, this might have to be the last year.
I know, and I feel like we do that every year. But I had a really good time.
Yeah, for me, sometimes I'm just like, there's more to life than.
And there is, but like, part of me wanting to explore more creative outlets is going to like more cons.
Yeah.
And there are some like not so great ones out there. And I feel like we, you know, maybe it's almost like, I don't want to say a negative thing, but I feel like we started kind of at the top.
We did start at the top.
Yeah.
We didn't do no Baltimore Comic Con. Not, let me not throw shade, because that might be good. No, I never went.
Right, but I'm like, I want to go to more cons. I want to experience what's out there. Like, we went to Blerd Con earlier this year, and that was great, but it was different.
It was different, yeah.
It felt different, but still great.
In its own way, yeah.
Right, so I'm like, I enjoyed both experiences. I want to go to both again next year. I also want to try out MomoCon, maybe Otakon.
I think I might need to, like, because I have this perception of how the quote unquote white cons will be.
Yeah.
Without having actually gone.
Same, but I'm scared.
I'm kind of scared, like, because I want to try Otakon.
Yeah.
Because that's in DC too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to try that one because I know that that's one that a lot of people have gone to, and like people say they enjoy it. I know I might mask up just so I don't got to deal with the deodorant shit. But like, I've just been around funk, and you can see funk sometimes.
Yeah, and you can.
Sometimes when I see people, I feel like I'm in a shady mood. But when I see people post their Otakon stuff, sometimes like I look in the background or I see different pictures and be like, it looks funky.
And that's the thing. I'm like, you got to think about it. You have these very elaborate cosplays on, and you have to think about what it's going to feel like, not just when you're trying it on in your house with your air conditioner blasting, but when you're walking outside to line up to get into the convention center, when you're walking from expo hall to exhibit hall to gaming hall, whatever. And you know what I mean? You're moving around, you're getting anxiety sweats because you're standing in a line to meet your favorite whoever. Like, you got to think about what that's going to be like, and you got to come prepared. Like,
and it's not, people don't always come prepared. And I think that it's easier because it's ingrained in Black culture to do deep scrubs and exfoliation.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that on a regular basis anyway, some of those issues aren't as much of an issue because yes, you perspire, and yes, like you put on deodorant and all this other stuff. Like, and other people, they put on deodorant, they take showers, but like they not always deep scrubbing the legs. They not getting behind the ear.
No, because like for real, white people don't wash their legs. Well, okay. Typically, white people don't wash their legs unless it's like they get. And I've asked literally all of my white friends this at some point.
Right.
Like, do you just wash your legs in the shower? And the response has almost always been, unless I do something where I've gotten like dirt or sand or something on my legs, like they don't.
A lot of people just wash their hair and let it drip.
And that's crazy to me.
Well, when we went to, so the Airbnb that we was in, they didn't have no washcloths.
Right.
Either. And so I was like, oh, it's a cultural thing. Like, we had to ask for washcloths for them. Because in that first day was like hell.
Right.
Because I was really like trying to scrub, using my nails low key to really get that some exfoliation going.
Right.
Yeah.
You really, like, if you're not using some type of washcloth, or I'll even give people like a loofah. It's better if it's like a newer loofah. Those can trap a lot of bacteria as well.
You know, they got them loofahs like, from 07, still using them.
Or if you do like a silicone scrubber or something like that, where maybe it doesn't trap the bacteria as much, but you need some kind of tool to get the grime off, because you just using your hands to try to, like, it just, you're not getting clean.
Right. And as a thicker woman, like, I know too, like, you gotta get underbelly. Right. You gotta get under the breasts. We getting too deep, but like I don't think like they think that deep.
I think it's a cultural thing, because I think it's more common that in a Black household, your parents are going to tell you, they're going to clown you.
Yeah.
If you smell, like, they're going to let you know, and they may embarrass you a little bit, but you remember that, and then the next time you're on top of it, because you're like, ooh, I don't want to get clowned again.
Can't live with that. You can't deal with that again.
Yeah, a little light trauma, you know. But like, yeah, you get embarrassed a little bit, and then it's like you're so aware of it moving forward that it's ingrained in you. Yeah. You know.
And another thing too, this might be too much, but how they getting in between the cheeks without a washcloth?
They're not.
Are they even opening it?
I don't know. I would hope. 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 I would
Yuck. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of mad that first day showering. Like, I was like, I really can't, like.
That's what I'm saying. You just don't get out feeling fresh. You don't get out
Yeah.
feeling clean. It kind of just feels like, I don't know. You know them little water stations at like you getting off the beach. You just trying to get the sand off. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, you're not really showering for real.
I mean, I could have seen if we at least had a bidet up in that Airbnb. Maybe I could understand, but.
And honestly, we really all should be using bidets or something. Because we really just smearing it around.
Well, I use the little wipes.
Wipes are better, yeah.
I will say that changed my life. I didn't start doing that until like adulthood.
Same.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in the house. I didn't know.
And that's how I feel. Like, my parents was just like, multiple times, fold it over,
right.
then go back, and then do it again. I'm like, okay, but like, that I'll do that, but that wipe gets any excess.
Yeah.
We said that we were going to talk about Blerd culture, and all we're doing is talking about washing between our ass. So
I feel like it's a part of the culture, though. Like, literally, I had this conversation with my cousins. They were literally saying, because this was their first year going to DreamCon, they were saying they expected more musk. Like, they expected it to be mustier and whatever. And I was like,
an infamous thing.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, black cons really aren't as bad when it comes to stank. Like, when it comes to odor and whatever, you don't really get that as much. Because there will be a couple. There's always a couple bad eggs.
Always a couple. I think we dealt with more last year than this year.
Yeah, Houston had it together. Like,
but then people live out there. They live in the heat. They know.
Right. And then there's also humor around it. Like, last year we saw Captain Deodorant. He literally had a basket handing out little mini deodorants. And this year it was a similar guy.
Yeah.
I think he had like a poster board or whatever saying, keep your deodorants, get your deodorant. So, like, we know it's a joke. There's humor around it, but it's also like looking out because we don't want to smell it either. As much as you don't want to stink, we don't want to smell you stink. So, like, yeah.
Start seeing people walking around with their
upper
lip up.
And it's awkward. Nobody wants to have to tell you that you stink either. So, like, it community. It helps us all if we're on top of it. You know?
Yeah. To get back on track.
Yeah.
But I think we've talked about DreamCon enough, so I guess it's basically set in stone that we will be going back.
Woohoo.
We've talked about other conventions that we might go to. Because MomoCon is, like, not for black people, but it's basically black, right?
MomoCon is black. MomoCon's in Atlanta.
But it's not for black people. Like, it's not a black con. Right?
All the postings I've seen of Momo, I don't think it's marketed as a black con. I've only ever seen black people post about it.
Oh.
So I don't know exactly. But I mean, Atlanta's black as hell. So, like.
Actually, that could be the move, though, to do. I think we said this.
Yeah.
BlerdCon, MomoCon, DreamCon.
Don't forget Anime NYC, too.
That's like, what, August?
I think so.
Are you going this year?
I was going to ask you. We could make that a boo.
I don't know.
Oh, wait. No, girl, I'm getting
You're
married.
Getting married. This year is tapped out, girl.
Okay, this year's a no. And I wanted to do MomoCon this year, too, but it was too close to DreamCon, and I couldn't do 2 weekends back to back. But
so next year we'll do the 4. The quadfecta. And then the year after, when we're going to be in our 30s, I'm putting this on here right now. Like, we'll have all just turned 30.
That hit. Okay.
I'm sorry. We keep saying we're going to go to Essence Fest.
Okay, but last time we said it, we did say 30s.
So I feel like age 30 is a cool shebang to kick it off with.
Okay. Where's Essence Fest? Is that
New Orleans?
It is New Orleans. Okay.
You here for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta see what the lineup is.
Well,
because I've heard mixed things.
It's gonna be Erykah Badu and Jill Scott at least, or at least Erykah Badu. I feel like she's always there.
Is she?
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be nice and grown though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for nice and grown.
Yeah.
I need to see.
And we need a girls NOLA trip anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a cute. I'm just trying to throw it out there, just to like, just throwing things at the wall.
Yeah.
So
right.
tentatively.
Yeah.
Which makes me think about one of the things we wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Black overlap. Because Essence Fest is not a nerdy,
right,
quote unquote thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that there have been a little bit of conversations post DreamCon. So let me cue it up like this, how I said it before. And there was a lot of D9 at DreamCon this year.
Yeah.
If you don't know what D9 is, then I mean, most black people know.
You want to give a quick, like...
Divine Nine, the National Panhellenic Council, the Greeks. So that's Q's, deltas, AKAs, alphas, etc. I didn't want to say the whole... I gotta say the whole nine?
It's fine.
I gotta say, okay, because then it's shady if I don't say the whole nine. Who the rest of them?
Who'd you go? You said
Kappas, SG Rose,
Sigmas,
Zetas, and Iotas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got them all in there. Which is more like a traditional black subcultural thing to do. But they were at the, and they're more mainstream with it. Like they're like, right. So they're more accepted widely by black culture, I will say.
Yeah.
So
every function,
yep.
Yeah.
Certain songs, she's like, well, I guess I got to move to the side. But they were in deep this year at DreamCon, which was cool to see. It's like, you see a nigga in a chopper hat. Next thing you know, he starts strolling. He's strolling. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's cool.
Get down, chopper.
It was a video that I saw on Twitter. I had originally liked it because I thought it was funny and I thought it was all satire. Because I have a lot of Greek people in my family, and so like I like Greek people. I'm not a hater, but they were like hopping. It was cues. They were strolling to. Somebody played Atomic Dog. They're gonna stroll,
right?
So they were in the exhibit hall. They all had their little cosplays on, strolling, and it was kind of cute.
Yeah.
But then the dude's voice in the background, I thought it was funny, and he was like, every time I go somewhere, these niggas gotta do some hopping ass shit or something.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We've all said that at some point, at some function.
If you're not, even Greek people have said
even Greek people, they don't always feel like strolling either. Like,
Yeah. So sometimes it's like, I'm not gonna use the word nuisance, but it is like, okay, well let me let them do their thing. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it with it. But I think people took that video to, in the comments, further say, this is the problem with DreamCon now, is that you got people out here who not really part of the nerd culture who doing this.
No, but see, and that's the thing, because it's not an either or.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. Like, you can be Greek and also be black and also be a nerd.
We're not a monolith.
Right. Like, that sound like a hater. And, not everything needs a damn think piece.
Right. and I think that it's like, it's gotten to this point where, like, I don't know why certain people, black people, feel like they need to, like, I guess if they were othered at one point in their past, now they have to otherize.
Ooh, the oppressed becoming the oppressor.
That's what it kind of feels like sometimes. And sometimes, like, and we've all dealt with it, especially as being women. Like, because I like sports too. So like with sports and anime or something, like you could talk to a group of guys and it's like, oh yeah, I do really like that anime. Well, on episode 4 of season 3,
right? You're not a real fan. Prove it.
Like, even if I don't know the characters' names, I like the anime.
Right.
Let's have a conversation. And it's like that with sports teams. Like they'd be like, oh, well, who's in the finals right now? Who won the finals against Michael Jordan in 1980?
Right. Like, get a fucking life.
Get a life. Chill out. Take a chill pill. So it's like, sometimes people feel like get this elitist mindset in whatever subculture of blackness that they fall into. And I think that is why things like DreamCon are interesting, because it's supposed to touch on all the different things that people could be. Everybody nerds out about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is one of the pros of DreamCon. It really does have something for everybody. It is kind of nuts how now people are like gatekeeping nerdiness.
Yeah.
Like at one point you were begging that, somebody understood where you were coming from or accepted you for your nerdiness or your dorkiness or whatever. And now that they are, and it's so many, and it's, like people that have other interests that don't relate to yours, and I was like, oh, you can't be a part of this,
right? Because I feel like we don't present as like the typical nerd, either. Like us personally,
admittedly, I do dial it back in certain spaces, but like because I know,
right?
It's just not always the time. It's a time or a place for everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't need to nerd out in a grocery store, right? You know what I mean? I don't need to nerd out in the office, though sometimes I do.
And that's fine. If there's a space for it, there's a space for it.
Yeah.
Because I think they think like, I'm not a nerd 24/7.
Right.
Well, I am, but I'm not displaying the nerdiness 24/7. Sometimes I just want to have a regular conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I want to talk about baddies.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but like, I don't know. Like, we can have different conversations. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of surprise when, like, I first started being more verbal about some of the things that I really am kind of obsessed with, that I've been obsessed with. I've been nerding out over all my life. I do think that there has been more acceptance in recent years than from, like, even when we were, like, in school to, like, nerd out over certain things. I always think about bleeping his name. This was before I really watched it on any type of anime at all.
He was on it before any of us were. He was on
Attack on Titan heavy. Had the scout jacket.
Yeah,
he was like
he had the little key
honor, the salute. Like, he was really about that life, and he got, I guess you could say, kind of bullied a little bit.
So okay, here's what I'll say. I think it started out as bullying, but then later turned into acceptance. I do feel like because they realized it wasn't like messing with him, like it wasn't stopping nothing, he wasn't changing himself, he didn't clam up, like, you know what I mean? Then it was like, you know what, that nigga cool, like, you know what I mean, like, he's cool. That
is kind of how that works,
right?
For him.
And then it was like almost an admiration. Still like humor there, he would still be, you know, part of the punchlines sometimes, but like it was more of like a, you know, I'm a clown around with you now. I'm not bullying you. I'm clowning with you. But like, I'm also dap you up. Like you cool peoples. I respect you.
He had a very strong mindset for that, and that was so cool. He was a trendsetter. Like he was watching Attack on Titan, and then when I was in college, like everybody was talking about it like it was mainstream now,
right? Or like it was new.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember seeing freaking previews for that on Toonami and whatever, and being scared and being like, ew, what is that nasty?
See, because I wasn't even really on like Cartoon Network or something. Nothing. But well, here's the thing, I was afraid of Adult Swim as a kid.
You weren't. It seems today.
Well, I didn't think that was funny. I thought it was inappropriate. No, I was very much
not inappropriate.
No, because listen, I was scared. I was scared of Boondocks.
Whoa!
Because I was like, they're kids.
Wow,
they're kids and they're cussing. No, bad.
You went to school with kids that was cussing.
They were bad. I was a goody two shoes. Our
teachers used to cuss at us. Shout out to Suburb.
I ain't had them. Well, Mr. Tiller.
Right, be for real.
Yeah, that man.
All them performing arts teachers do it.
No, actually, we were cussed out bad.
Right.
But I was like, they're adults. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
Come on.
Back to my point. I think I was more scared of stuff like Robot Chicken.
That was weird. I still like Robot Chicken, but like, yeah, no, I can understand that.
Yeah. So it's like I didn't nerd out over those type of stuff. I can't even remember what my point is. You were talking about Toonami, and I didn't know about a lot of anime and stuff back then because I wasn't on the channels that were like promoting it. Like I would watch.
It really was just like Cartoon Network back then.
I would watch Cartoon Network in the morning when they would promote Boomerang. And I would be watching the Flintstones and the Jetsons and Johnny Bravo. Yes.
I can't.
That was my stuff.
Johnny Bravo was not appropriate.
Well, yeah. But I didn't really get what was going on. I just thought he was like crazy. Oh, mama. Or whatever. Like, I just thought he was. Because I didn't like, what is that scary ass show? Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Obviously, I feel like I talk like Courage when I can't get my words out. Yeah, like, no. Relatable. I love Courage.
I used to like the Muriel.
Now, see, I'm trying to get Jamal to do a Muriel and Eustace cosplay with me.
He's not going to do it?
He might do it. I think it'd be cool.
Speaking of cosplays,
anyway. Yeah,
go on our social medias. Quick plug. BG Bare Minimum.
Yeah.
We ate down this year.
We really did.
Yeah.
We did the... Man.
Yeah, we did a My Hero Academia and also a Totally Spies. Shout out to Defined by Kai, who was in both of them, and some of our friends on My Hero. Yes. You also go to Nadja Renee XO to see the Jorgen von Strangle.
And the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently that's a deep cut. is what I've been hearing from people.
It is a deep cut. I told you. See, and you were looking at me crazy when I was like, who the hell
I
is
didn't
the
feel like
Tooth
it was a
Fairy?
kid.
I didn't remember her like that.
That was his woman.
What was she on, one episode?
I like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she was in the Chip Skylark joint. Maybe.
I feel like it would have made sense, but I don't think her character was created back then. That's old. That's old. Fairly Odd Parents. Chip Skylark. I don't think she was out back then.
My shiny teeth. Yes, she was. She and Jordan got married.
When?
He literally stole Timmy Turner's teeth so that he could give them to her as like an engagement.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
You don't remember Timmy going around with no teeth?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
She was the baddest bitch in the fairy game. Like, if we keeping it a buck.
And I cannot confirm or deny.
I just feel like we need to do a rewatch. Because, like, I don't think she was in that many episodes, but, like, her impact was known.
Okay. We could do a rewatch.
Okay.
Speaking of rewatch. Another plug.
Plug.
These random plugs. I don't even think we're probably like halfway through, but
who knows? We'll see.
We'll keep on chatting. Random plug. We were talking before this. Be on the lookout for some cozy nights.
Right.
Soon.
Y'all want to watch movies with us?
Y'all want to play games with us?
Yes.
Let us know. We think we're gonna do some cozy nights with BG Berman.
Yes.
And one of the rewatches is something that I particularly nerd out about. That we said that we're gonna do. Can we make this the first rewatch, please? Since we talked about it.
No, I'm down with that, and I feel like I need it.
Okay.
Especially with what's coming out.
First of all, shout out Rebecca Sugar.
Woo!
That's my homegirl.
Isn't she from like Ocean City?
I think so. I think Beach City
is based off of Ocean City for sure. Confirmed.
We're talking about Steven Universe.
Oh,
y'all.
yeah. if it wasn't clear by now.
If it wasn't clear, if you couldn't see the tattoo, I feel like I need to add something to this. Regardless, that's not
tattoo
what we're
night.
here to talk about. That might be going a step too far.
Oh,
who tattooing it?
It's your permanent.
What IRL stream tattoo?
If y'all were about it, we could do like a stick and poke night.
I'm not about it.
Okay, never mind. Y'all don't have to be a me and Tyler thing.
Girl, you talking about these jail type tattoos?
Not jail.
I don't know if I could do it. Cause that's permanent too, right?
Yeah, let me tattoo. Well, they fade quick because it's not professional.
It'll have to be like somewhere nobody's gonna see it.
Let me tattoo your like finger.
Ouch!
It'll fade so quick. It will fade like in a couple months.
I was just having a conversation with you about how I told my mom that everything that I get on my body has
I'm sorry,
deep
Miss
meaning.
Wendy.
Deep meaning. Back to Steven Universe. If you are obsessed with Steven Universe like me, then you have heard about a spinoff coming, Lars and the Stars. I can't wait because I was telling Naja that Steven Universe changed my life. And it sounds like corny, a little crazy, I think.
Fine. Be corny.
I'm corny and crazy. I'm a Blerd.
Corn is a part of a well-balanced diet.
But when you... Let me start talking. I'm not going to talk about...
Deep. Don't act like you went deep.
I was about to say something nasty, and I'm not going to say it.
Ooh. Say it.
Because you know how when you have a movement, the corn still be there.
I've heard, because you're not the only person I've heard say that.
Your corn don't be there?
My corn digests.
Do you look?
Yes. I don't be seeing corn.
Maybe I eat a lot of it. Maybe that's why.
I do I pace I'm a slow eater.
You are.
So I'll do a couple nibbles.
Oh, because I be taking that carb.
See, and that's the thing. I don't eat my corn quick. I don't know. Let us know in the comment.
No, don't. Back to Lars and the Stars. And I like the play on what is it, homonym? The one that kind of sounds like something else. It sounds like Lost in the Stars.
I was thinking alliteration, but you're right.
Yeah. I should know. I was the English major.
Yeah.
But I am so excited for that. First of all, there's a lot of like stuff with the New Age Cartoon Network shows coming out. Is that a recession indicator? Let's continue.
I thought they was just letting their backlog out from like the COVID backlog.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Because 2021 and 2022 were some sorry ass like years for TV and film. I'm sorry. Like there might have been a couple like gems in there, but for the most part, it was a bad period.
Gems, no pun intended.
It was a bad period for like TV and film. So I feel like this is the stuff that they wanted to push out maybe a couple years ago.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to talk about how Steven Universe changed my life.
Yeah.
The first couple of seasons were amazing to me. Well, I love the whole thing. It changed my life.
Yeah.
I was going to put in, and I think sometimes I'm a little bit not gullible, not necessarily easy persuaded too, but like I am very much oh, you have a point ass bitch. So like when I read stuff, like all it takes is for me to comment a couple times. All it takes is for me to comment a couple times on like some Steven Universe stuff, and then I start seeing a lot of think pieces on like my For You page and on YouTube and whatever. And so there was like kind of a debate about the last season of the original Steven Universe show before the movie being a little bit rushed. I do think that there were some points that were made because Steven was very well developed in the first 3 seasons, and I think that was necessary to get to the point of the whole twist,
right,
with the diamonds and like understanding the gravity of the weight that he was holding in that last season.
Yeah,
it was necessary for build up, but I think the argument kind of that some people have made is that it kind of the payout wasn't the same. Didn't have the same type of detail as the build-up had, because the story was phenomenal regardless to me. And when they were first revealing the whole pink diamond thing, my mind was blown. This shit was crazy to me. Some people say they expected it.
I'm a big speculator. Like when I'm watching, like I will, for most shows, I will predict how it's gonna happen before it gets there. But I mean, I still enjoyed it.
I had no idea. And I think because I get so like, well, also, I didn't watch Steven Universe until I was older and I binged through.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like I didn't do a lot of processing through. It was just me watching it next episode. Because the episodes are so short, too.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
that's a good point.
So I, first of all, just in love with the whole show, in love with the movie. Steven Universe Future came out. First of all, there were already so many life lessons in the show and the movie that I felt like meant a lot to me. And I was like, oh, this is a great show. This is one of the best cartoons I've seen. Steven Universe Future comes out. And I was like, this is some bullshit. Steven's old as hell. Voice deep as hell. Lars and Sadie not together.
They didn't need to be.
And I don't care. But I felt like at that moment that they were supposed to be in game because they had teased that for so many years, and I just wanted it to be.
Did they ever really give Endgame though?
To me, they did. When they didn't, whenever you get a song, that's Endgame.
It wasn't like a love song.
Yeah, Steven was trying to get them together.
Okay, yeah, but Steven was a kid.
Anyway. Back to what I was saying.
I just think that's the whole like point of it. Life be lifing.
And that's why I'm saying now, like that I've reflected and finished Steven Universe Future. That's when I decided, okay, yeah, this was life changing. Because even when Lars first got abducted into space or whatever, I was mad about that too. I was like, he's supposed to be down here with Sadie. They're supposed to be running a donut shop and falling in love. So I think this was before I had altered my mindset to understand that, like, and I love that they did it in a cartoon, like a show, cartoons where people do not change their clothes, where people are always in the same predicaments forever. Forcing change on us at the time with Steven Universe Future, I was like, it was just overload for me because that was the first one that I actually watched as it was coming out too, because that came out when we were like, I guess in college or something, somewhere around there. But then I had to like look within and be like, well, damn, that's not real life. And things are going to change and we are going to evolve. And there will be people who are in our lives for a season, but not forever. Like, and that was like really coming to terms with that really played a huge role with me in my emotional journey and being able to deal with change and being able to take risks and try new things and meet new people. Like, that show is just, when it comes to cartoons, I'm not going to say like, because I think like shows like Avatar, like the storyline is crazy too and they have life lessons too.
Yeah.
But Steven Universe just holds a very, very special place in my heart, and that is something that I just nerd out over anytime somebody talks about it, I'm gonna go in. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything that you particularly nerd out over that you would put under the category of like, well, anything that people nerd under goes under that blurred category if you're black.
Yeah. No, I mean, like you were saying with Steven Universe, super impactful show. Avatar, also super impactful. Honestly, I feel like for a lot of people that was like a gateway to anime, even though it's not anime. I do feel like it's kind of the gateway to it. I don't know if you're familiar with like Adventure Time, but
I
pre
didn't really
Steven.
watch it. I didn't really watch it.
I feel like I kind of got a taste of Rebecca Sugar with her work on that. And then I could see parallels when she, you know, branched off from that and then started Steven Universe. Because, you know, there's impact with Adventure. I think it's more of a weird leaning show.
Yeah.
At a glance, it appears to be like extremely random, but I think in a similar fashion, it kind of illustrates how like we mature as people, and kind of like as the main character matures both physically but also like mentally, the themes of the show become more mature. And things just start to like sink in differently. So I feel like Rebecca Sugar does a great job of illustrating that in both instances.
Because she does a lot of the songs on Adventure Time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because I know, because that's, in that Sorry, I Don't Treat You Like a Goddess. Yeah. So, like, I know certain songs of that. I think when that was first coming out, that's for, like, Adventure Time and The Amazing World of Gumball. Like, I felt like both of them were just, like, oh, kid shows that I don't watch.
So... Gumball, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I love it. I love the humor of Gumball. I think the themes of Adventure Time for me hit more than in Gumball. Gumball, I just laugh at. But then Steven Universe was like Adventure Time next level. Like that was like Rebecca Sugar like walked with Adventure Time, but then like Steven Universe, she took off. The bitch started sprinting. Like, yeah. So like I completely relate to like how you feel about the show, and yeah, and also give Adventure Time a try. It's weird AF.
It's on my list.
Okay,
cause and what is that's Finn the dog, Jake the human.
Yeah. Fun whenever it's Adventure Time.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Well, it took me a minute to get into Steven. Remember, y'all were telling me to get on. It takes me a minute.
It does.
Period.
It does.
For books, it don't matter. Like, I don't know if it don't grip me right away, or if I'm not don't have some random inclination to go towards something, then like. But the thing is that maybe that's me trying to protect myself, because I will get obsessed with everything.
That's true.
I'm gonna let you talk about something that we talked about earlier too, that you particularly nerd out more on, because you know we nerd out on things together, and then we have our own little things that like maybe the other person isn't as obsessed with.
Yes,
but we go in. And I think for me that is film. I don't know, and I wouldn't even call myself like the biggest film buff.
Yeah,
but I am one of those people where it's like after I watch a movie. Shout out New Rock Stars, because I will immediately go on you. I don't know how people watch a movie and then just be like, oh, that was so good. Like, no, I need to go and look up every little detail of, here are the 100 Easter eggs you missed. Here's this. And I think that's why I was so obsessed with the Pixar theory at one point.
Yeah.
I was like telling everybody, I was watching hour-long videos about how Cars, like, don't make me get into this theory, because it'll be a whole nother thing, because like the theory is kind of crazy. And then like Marvel, I was kind of obsessed with for a while, because I got on it late, but like I got on it with Black Panther high key, because I was like, look, let me just watch this black superhero. I wasn't into superhero movies like that growing up.
Dang, not even Spider-Man?
I did watch Spider-Man.
I was gonna say, black people love Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man. I didn't watch The Amazing Spider-Man.
Which one was that? Was that Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
Okay, I did watch that one. Wasn't Jamie Foxx in that one?
I wouldn't know.
I think he was. I think he was the villain in that one.
Because they brought him back when they did the little like multiverse Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh, my heart in that whole. Yeah. So no, because that was the one that lost his Mary Jane.
Right.
Go back and watch that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Because I've seen the clip of when his Mary Jane died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cry in the multiverse joint. I cried so hard.
Yeah. So I think I was just hating on the original Amazing Spider-Man because I was like, nobody is Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
What's his name, Maguire?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, I love him.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. But I went back. Once I get obsessed, I'm going all the way back, and I've like sat here and watched every single Marvel movie in one summer and went all the way through and was like, okay, well, let me plan out now. They fell off a little bit, but I feel like they on the come up again.
Yeah.
Slightly.
I don't even know which ones I missed, to be honest.
I missed a lot. I didn't watch the Thunderbolts when that came out recently.
I didn't even watch season 2 of Loki.
Oh, I didn't either. Anyway, I'm talking about being obsessed. This is fake. But but certain movies, like things that I just, and I probably could talk to my friends about it if I wanted to, but like one of my favorite movies is Parasite. I don't know if you've seen that.
I think I've seen the anime.
Yeah, I haven't seen the anime, but I don't think it's the same thing. Yeah, but it is a Korean film, and it won Best Picture like a few years ago. Like I love watching the Oscars and letting that give me my recommendations for the future. I love watching a movie and then figuring out like, okay, well, did this actor get nominated for this, or what happened here, or what's the lore behind it? I'll be looking up like, what's the budget, how much went into it, and I'll be watching all the interviews, like something about film. And I think that I really, at one point, and maybe it'll still be in my future, wanted to like make films too, or at least like kind of with like screenwrite, because I love to write. But I've had an obsession when I was in college with like Spike Lee and a lot of his works, and I really love a lot of Black filmmakers. So that's something that like I love geeking out and just talking about film with other people. But I know we talked about something you geek out on.
I think I geek out a little bit with gaming. A little bit. I think I'm like low-key a closet gamer. I get like nervous to call myself a gamer because it literally is just cozy games.
It's Pride Month. You need to come up out that closet.
But no, like I like honestly thinking about it, I probably hop on my Switch close to every day. I just don't tell anybody, and I don't interact with other people on it. I'm pretty much a to myself gamer. Like RPGs, yes. MMORPGs.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Massively multiplayer online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I think that's what I would like.
Okay.
More.
See,
but I just like chit chatting.
I don't do online play for real. Like I really just be in here building my farms, building my islands, mining for skills. I think I've recently become comfortable with acknowledging that I do actually like combat. I love Mortal Kombat. Hate the way it runs on my Switch.
I didn't even know they had that for Switch.
They do, and it was on sale. MK11 was on sale for the longest. I got it for like $2. But I love Mortal Kombat. I love Stardew, like being in the mines, especially. I be in the mines.
Yeah, you know I'm not in the mines.
I'll be whooping ass in the mines. Recently, like today, downloaded Breath of the Wild. It's been on my wish list. It's like a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's been on my wish list for like maybe like a year at this point. I keep getting recommendations for it. I'm finally like going into that, and what shied me away from it was the combat. But now in acknowledging that I may actually be a combat girly, I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm probably going to get obsessed and go MIA for like 2 weeks.
Well, damn.
But I'm letting you know.
Put some time on your calendar. But I think, so Breath of the Wild and those type of Zelda games, I think are too much adventure for me too. Like, and I like, so I like Stardew, but I'm not the biggest, like, I'm like, tell me where the stuff is. When I had to find that man's shorts for so long, that was pissing me off.
But the lore, you found them.
But then it was like, oh, it was at so and so house or something. Like somebody was cheating on somebody
in her bedroom. They not cheating. They both single, but he don't want. He's not comfortable letting everybody know because he's a mayor. he don't want people to know that he's messing around with Marnie.
Right, but see, and I think I didn't get much past that because I feel like I went through 1 year or year. I think I went through 2 years, and I was like, I don't really care about watching these Dance of the Jellies every year. So I think that's the last time I've played.
You can skip festivals.
Oh, okay.
Just don't go.
Oh, I be feeling like it's required.
No.
Oh,
I do think your
okay.
first year you should go to everything.
Yeah. I do like the egg hunt.
I like that egg hunt too. And then you get prizes.
Yeah.
Egg hunt you should go to any of the ones where you have to buy scarecrows.
I don't know. I don't know that.
See, and this is the thing. You don't be getting into the Easter eggs.
Yeah, and I think
you
it's
gotta give it more of a shot. We gotta play that together.
I'll be trying to cozy night.
Yeah.
I be trying to like get a man in these things, and
Come on
they're
now.
too hard. It's too hard.
Oh my god.
I thought I was breaking Shane, but I was like, oh no, he's still an asshole.
I do feel like with Stardew specifically, who you go for in your first like run through says a lot about you as a person.
I'm literally only trying to do it because I was trying to talk to every man. I was like, let me see which man will bite.
And that's fun. Did you have anyone in particular that like you were
I
like,
wanted?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted that little homeless man on the beach.
On the beach.
No, not Linus. No.
I was like, he's not even romanceable. Wait.
The man with the hair
Digging out
on
the trash?
the man with the hair on the beach.
Elliot.
Yeah, I wanted him.
He's not homeless.
Oh.
That's his house on the beach.
Okay. Well, I wanted him.
He's a writer. I get that for you.
Yeah.
I feel like he gets a lot of hate online.
Really?
Just because it's literally because there's like one scene where you're like out on a boat with him. This is like once you hit, I think it's either 8 or 10 hearts with him. He takes you out on a boat and he doesn't ask you before he goes in and like kisses you or whatever. Yeah, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
But
like,
we're on 8
that's
hearts.
okay. Yeah, so it's a gray area, but he does get a lot of hate online. There's a lot of "I hate Elliot" memes.
What?
I'm indifferent to Elliot. I get why there are girlies that like him. I even get why there are girlies that don't. I'm an indifferent girly.
They call him a sexual predator.
Low key.
Oh my god.
Also, like, he's just very dramatic in language. Oh, and that one scene in the pub where he like goes up to the bar and he's like, "Fetch me your finest wine." And he's like, he's just
I
a
don't
little
even know
rude.
if I've seen that.
That's early though. That's like 1 or 2 hearts.
I might have seen him.
It's he's a little rude, but he's also drunk. Not excusing the rudeness, but like,
yeah. I don't know. I wanted him and somebody else. I can't remember. But
Sebastian.
Maybe
that speaks to my emo days because that little like
no wait no
like,
no I think I wanted like a you think about the jock. Who's that jock?
Which is crazy because I feel like that's what I've gone for in real life, but like
shout out to the soon-to-be husband.
Gosh, what is his name?
I don't know. And that's why I don't think I actually really wanted him. I think I was like, let me just see if I can make him bite.
I never go for him ever, but I've heard that if you play as a male character, the romance there makes sense and is actually a sweet love story because it's kind of like a homophobic character overcoming his, coming out and...
What?
Yeah.
That thing go that deep?
Yeah. Started.
That's
I
crazy.
love Stardew. Hands down, that's my favorite game ever. But, yeah.
So when it comes to games for me, because I grew up watching my brother play games, and that's what I really enjoyed. So I really used to like him watch. I used to like watching him play Kingdom Hearts.
Love that.
Love Kingdom
We
Hearts.
could play that too.
The combat scares me.
Girl, I'll be fighting them nobody.
Even in the beginning with just the little heartless in what was it, Traverse Town?
I love Kingdom Hearts.
And don't let me get the Hollow Bastion. I'm going to like we should do that though. That would be fun. That would be fun. But I used to like that. I used to also like watching gameplays. That's how I started getting into certain like YouTubers, because I like to watch story-based game, like decision-based games.
Yes.
Because it's funny to see like, oh, I would have said this, or see what like I feel like I would do. We could even do a decision.
I'd be cool with that too. I love them. Oh, you know what's good?
What?
Oh, Little Guardsman.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
it's cute, it's funny, it's one of those like make a decision type games, but your decisions impact the story. I don't know if she's in frame.
Miso is telling us to stop recording. Oh,
Hi, mama.
you done with this, girly girl?
Aww.
Oh, it's close to dinner.
It is close to feeding time.
Well, I think we've talked.
She's like, don't you forget it.
Yeah, I think the one last thing that I did want to talk about, and we don't got to talk long because it's something else that I'm obsessed with, but that's musicals.
Yeah.
We don't have to go deep into it.
Good.
You know I'm obsessed. Anybody that follows me on TikTok knows I'm obsessed because I'll just randomly start talking about Hamilton out of nowhere. Or and I'm going to see. I watched the Tonys recently, and I'm going to see Audra McDonald in Gypsy.
Yeah.
I might have to bleep that word. That word is controversial.
Yeah.
And I understand.
I do too.
But that's the name of the character, so it's like not much that they
Right.
can do about it.
Right.
But I do want to go. I'm excited to go see that.
I mean, people be saying Gypsy Rose. That's her name.
Right.
Right.
And that's the name of the person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I going to do?
I think, like, in that context,
It's better.
yeah.
Than
like,
saying, like, I am a blank. Right.
furry.
Okay. We got in this thing. She
I'm
is not freaking having it.
I'm sorry.
Final words. I'm asking.
She's literally pawing at
Do you have anything
well-
to say? Put the mic up. See if she says something.
You want to say something, mama? She's
Oh.
rubbing her head on it.
Okay. ASMR coming soon?
No. Honestly, those videos weird me out.
Okay.
To each their own. Cat hair all over the mic now.
You hating on there's certain blerds who like ASMR.
To each their own. Different strokes for different folks. Just, it's not for me.
Are you a mukbang watcher?
Not at all. Not at all. It makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, girl.
I hate like hearing people chew in real life. I can't I can't.
I think I don't like the ones that are very obviously clickbait and like, well, not even just clickbait, like it's just rage bait is more of the word. I don't like those. I don't really watch them, period. But like, if it comes up on my timeline and people's like, try the new Raising Cane something with me,
Right?
Like, I watch that and they'll like
Yeah.
eat the whole thing or whatever. But like, that girl on TikTok, Rima, that be having them dripping Chipotle bowls and
Girl, I don't know. I'm not familiar.
you're not even seeing it. I'm just seeing all the rage.
I don't need to see it because I cannot take the sound of people chewing.
So you don't know the girl that's like, is anybody worried about their health?
No.
Is anybody worried about waking up the
No
next
biting.
motherfucking morning? Oh my gosh, you're not even in on that at all.
Not at all.
She's biting the thing.
She was trying to bite the cord of the mic.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do announcements or any final words. Oh, do we have a moment of the? No, I'm gonna let you do announcement. The BG Bearman moment of the. We're shouting out a black woman.
We can do that.
Ooh.
BG Bearman moment of the moment of the week, month, time period.
Well, who though? Have we done Meg Thee Stallion before? Because we did just see her.
Why do I feel like we've done? Maybe we haven't though, because I can't think.
It gives that we've done her, but shout out to that tequila.
Yeah, chicas divertidas.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Divertidas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun girls.
Yeah, love it. Shout out to chicas. Shout out to Meg.
Any other announcements?
Oh, Meg is her anime that she's doing.
Yes.
in collaboration
Oh,
with Carl
okay. Yeah.
Jones.
No. She really does need a shout out.
Yeah.
I am
doing the
excited for
things.
that. Yeah, that'll be cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am still like happy that she came to DreamCon. It was up in the air.
Honestly, like, and the announcement that they made before she came out, like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, please, nobody rush up to the stage. I
don't remember
what
that.
the hell?
I might not have been in there yet.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But me and Christine looked at each other. We were like, girl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's a big star. And they were, I think they were nervous. Like, she was supposed to, I feel bad that she didn't get to, like, walk around the con as much like Janelle Monáe did.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it wasn't going to be as safe of a space for her.
I blame the YNs.
I blame the YNs as well.
Yeah.
But I am still glad that she came and there was a good conversation. And the little cosplay contest was very cute as well.
It was adorable, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to her. And then also I'll say shout out to Dominique Thorne and her show coming out soon. Black women doing a damn thing.
Doing a damn thing.
Excited to see where they will go moving forward.
Yes.
Final announcements, final shout outs, final socials. Do you have anything?
be on the lookout for our cozy nights, watch party nights, gaming nights, just all around cozy.
Yeah.
Venus.
And you'll see more updates on that on our socials. Again, follow us on Instagram at BG Bare Minimum. And anywhere else, subscribe on YouTube.
You know what to do.
You know what to do. Follow on Spotify. Yeah. Let's hope the audio captured.
We're good this time.
Yeah, that's why it's been a little bit of a break. It wasn't a full-time skip. Y'all are blessed. Because that's one of the things that triggered the time skip in the past.
Yeah.
Whenever we have some technical difficulties, low-key, my head checks out. So we're still checked in. We're still locked in for now.
The thing. I feel like I'd be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It'll work out.
And shout out to the people that came up to me during DreamCon. I see you. We see each other, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all are always in the comments. Y'all are always liking. Y'all know who you are. Thank you so much. Y'all are the ones that like at least inspire me. Because Naja didn't get to meet y'all. Because you didn't get to meet Naja at DreamCon because she's the ducked off one. If you couldn't tell,
be ducked off.
She be. I think we both have a little bit of ambivertness in us.
Yeah. Well, I think you more so than I do.
So you think you're straight up introvert?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're an introvert. I'm an ambivert, and when the lights come on, they're on.
Yeah.
So it's like I can really go that extroverted route. So like if you met me, you probably saw that. But I'll duck off every once in a while.
Yeah.
But if it's time, it's time.
Yeah.
But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all so much.
We do appreciate y'all.
And continue to listen. Continue to be on the lookout for more stuff. And Black Girl Bare Minimum.
BG Bare Minimum.